First up is Ava Koot. Everybody please give her a round of applause.
Hi, I'm a sophomore here, Ava Koot, and I have two poems for today actually, and the first one I'm going to talk about is, it's kind of about like not thinking you're going to lose friends, but then it kind of all happens at once, but you know that you have to, and it's a good thing. So, this is never meant to be. I must give up on you, my dear sweet sunshine of a flower, but my heart does not want to. But it pains me to look at you, to hear you say you want another while knowing you no longer need me. With any distance between us, the two of us, it seems as if we were two halves of one great whole. The closest thing to soulmates there could be, but I suppose you truly are the sun, and I'm just a man with waxed together wings, and thus it was never meant to be. I will still sing your praises until I can make you see, until I can make you believe that you are the definition of beauty. I will be with you, but I could never truly leave you. Not without creating a rift in the universe, letting loose the things that no one would want to see, things like you and me, that were never meant to be. Well, we still fit together with a harmony. We create ourselves a pretty powerful melody that never stops, that never needs to take a breath and stop and breathe. Internally, we love, but not in the way of lovers, just as companions. Friends till the very end, and the way it has always been, and the way it will forever be. Anything other than that between us seems as if it was never meant to be. And maybe I will weep for you, but only in the darkness where you cannot hear my cries. For if you were to whisper sweet lullabies to comfort me, I would only fly higher and burn faster. But I want to hold on to my love for you, if it's only for a moment longer, because it warms my heart to love you. But there's a part of my heart that does not want to let go of these moments in which I have loved you, in which I have tried to let you know just how much you mean to me. And maybe sometime later we will frolic together throughout the great fields of eternity, happily together and at peace, fighting forever but always at one another's side. And when we stray from the path, we will guide each other back to one another, just you and me. And I will love you, but always in the way that you have always loved me. So I must bid you adieu, my sun in the sky that gives me the light that I need to help me see that I must keep going, keep fighting, keep breathing, keep doing these things, to keep looking for love, to keep doing all of this. But that helps me to see that I must bid my love for you adieu. I must fall into the sea where all of the other Icaruses are waiting for me, because they knew, even before I did, that it was never meant to be. So that's the first one. The second one is a little bit more in a broad terms of like problems that I kind of see throughout, especially in our community in like a high school with a bunch of teenagers and everyone. So, this is nomophobia. There's an addiction sweeping the land that no one speaks of. It's reached epidemic proportions and the addicts can't live without. Cell phones. Yes, this is what we must discuss, and believe me when I say that cell phones are an addiction, people roll their eyes, they shrug. Yet cell phones are addictive as any other drug. In the palm of your hands, a portal to the world, a gateway of possibilities, but also an abyss of addiction. You may say, but don't you have one as well? Yes, I do. And as much as I am informing you, you know my words are true because I am an addict too. We stare at a screen, scrolling through our feeds, mesmerized by the constant flow of information, addicted to the instant gratification. Notifications ping, and we pick up our phones like Pavlov dogs trained to respond to the sound. Our phones, a drug, a powerful addiction that can alter our mood, our behavior, and our perception. We miss out on a lot in life. The images stored in a database as images rather than memories, feelings in the moment are long gone as you look through a lens. Immersing yourself in feeling and touch in the moment is long gone as your energy is forgotten as you reach into your pocket. We could have been so much more present and engaged in connecting with those around us, living fully in the moment. You may say, I want change, but I don't know how. But don't you know you hold the keys to your own cell? I know it may sound strange, but you do. After such a long time, weight could be lifted from your palm after the constant picking at the tape, holding it together. It's difficult to mourn who you could have become, your unlived life. Who would you have been? comedy writer writing jokes and receiving belly laughs instead of cheap likes. A writer deeply steeped in a novel, immersed in a world of your own design instead of being torn apart into thousands of pieces. Love TikToks, YouTube clips, and influencers. The world could have been different if we had never fallen under this spell, if we had never allowed it to control us, to manipulate us, and to change us. We could have been a world of connection, of human interaction, of face-to-face communication, of real, meaningful relationships. But instead, we are a world addicted to the drug in our hands, we are a world disconnected, and a world that is lost. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Ava. That was a great beginning. Sam, are you ready to come out and do your song? All right. Everybody, this is Sam Schweitzer. Sam, you're a senior, right? He is, in fact, a senior, yes. All right. Here he comes. All right. Thanks, Sam.
Everyone. All right, I don't have my guitar plugged in, so I might have to play around with the mic a little bit so I can pick up my voice and the guitar. So let's lower this a touch. All right, let me try something. Rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. All right, we'll try that. Get it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna sing a song called Hallways that I wrote. Well, I must have missed something 'cause my bag feels light. Before I hit these next stairs, better pull it tight. Well, I could take the long way round, might not, or I might. I'm supposed to make this next turn left, I'm gonna make it right. That's when I see you in the hallway. Check my reflection as I go. And when I see you in the hallway, don't know if I should speed up or should slow. When I look you in the eyes, now how could I know? I'd have to feel all I felt not so long ago. Now chasing cards with empty pockets, I wouldn't advise. But I'll be damned if I ain't trying to forget her eyes. I understand there's other gamblers, but it's a big prize. I guess it's one hand in front the other until fate says otherwise. That's when I see you in the hallway, out of the corner of my eye. And when I see you in the hallway, is it just me or is that another guy? I even tried to look you in the face. What a disgrace. What were the chances I could pull the Diamond Days? Never found what I was missing, but I know how much it weighed. The tables are closed, the lights are out, but there's still games I ain't played. I just can't believe I used to see you every day. Cards are broken even, still I think I'll take the long way. That's when I see you in the hallway. That's when I see you in the hallway. Check my reflection as I go. And when I see you in the hallway, don't know if I should speed up or should slow. And when I see you in the hallway, you got me smiling at the floor. And when I see you in the hallway, don't know if I can take it anymore. Well, I didn't catch your glance. Ain't that the seed of romance? Nice thing about hallways, there's always another chance. Thank you.
All right, we are off to a great start. So thanks again to both Ava and Sam. They were fantastic. And we are ready for the main act. So today's main presenter, as a writer, is best known by students around these parts as the math teacher who changes song lyrics in order to teach concepts in geometry or trig or something like that. However, he also has been writing his own songs that include some very impressive lyrics. So please welcome the talented teacher, the wonderful musician, and the all-around great guy, Mr. Cam Wyzorek.
How we doing? 2 seconds to set up here. I'm going to tune the guitar real quick so it's not painful on your ears. That is my first original song. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, well, thanks for joining us this period here. Appreciate it. My name's Cam Wyzorek, and I'm a math teacher here at Libertyville. If you've had me in class currently or in the past, say pi. Oh, that's a good amount of you, okay. So you know my music journey. Well, not all of you do, but my music journey, I guess, I always grew up with music. I took lessons, took piano lessons, played a little guitar when I was little. But I would say college is when I started getting more into music, and it really started when I was student teaching, and I was trying to find ways to make math a little bit more interesting for kids. And I thought a cool way of doing that would be to take a song and spin the lyrics to be about math. And so I did that. I took a Beatles song and I spun the lyrics to be about the quadratic formula. Anybody in the audience know the quadratic formula? Oh yeah, good times, right? Good times. So, and it was a risk. I was like, this could either go really well or this could go really poorly. And the kids actually responded to it really well. And so I started a YouTube channel with math covers and gained a little bit of a following. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. You're writing some lyrics about math and you're spinning the lyrics to be kind of funny. And since that time, that's kind of how I started songwriting. So if we talk about a songwriting journey, which is kind of what I'm here to talk about today, it started with math covers of cheesy songs. And I think at this point I have about somewhere between 15 and 20 math covers. They are on my YouTube channel if you're interested in checking them out. It's Cam Wize Music, Wize, and there's a whole bunch of different playlists, but the math covers was the first one, so I gotta give that the credit where credit's due. That's how it all started. And so that's how the songwriting kind of started. And then COVID happened and I got a little bit more serious with music. So we remember that 2020, right? That was a time. And we were all at home, we were quarantining, and one thing that I started doing was running, because I love to run. Any runners out in the audience there? Anybody track and field or cross country? Yeah. So I did too much running, and I ended up with a stress fracture in my shin. So I was stuck on the couch in the heart of COVID, in a boot, and I was down, and I was bored, and I was frustrated, and, I complained for a good amount of time until I finally was like, I gotta do something about this, I need to fix this. And so what I did is I decided, I'm going to use this time to get a little bit better at guitar. And that's what I did. So I couldn't do much else, right? So I was sitting in a boot on my couch watching The Office or whatever, and I was playing my guitar, trying to pick some intricate pieces that would challenge me. I worked on finger picking a lot, which is a guitar style. Anybody know who John Mayer is? So I did some John Mayer stuff, and I know he's got a lot of hard stuff, and so I worked on that. And so that was my first kind of big goal, was, okay, let's get better at the guitar. And so I did that. And then I was like, okay, well, I want something more than that. The guitar takes me so far. I decided I kind of want to grow that YouTube channel a little bit more. And so I decided I'd like to be able to sing and play the guitar at the same time, or sing and play the piano at the same time. And so I started recording myself singing popular covers, not math covers, and recording myself singing and playing, and put them on YouTube. And so I started another playlist on the YouTube channel for just popular song covers. So that was kind of my next goal. And so I guess for me it was kind of like climbing a staircase. What's the next thing I want to do? What's the next goal that I want to achieve? And so the next thing I did is I kind of wanted to get better vocally. So I started doing vocal lessons with an instructor, and I did that once a week. And so we worked on technique, and we worked on arrangements of songs and stuff like that. And it was after recording one of those first initial covers, sometime probably in the summer of 2020, I was with one of my friends, and I just kind of casually mentioned, it'd be kind of cool once this whole COVID thing is over, or better, whatever you want to call it, to go to an open mic night. I'd always heard of open mics. Has anybody ever been to an open mic night? Has anybody ever participated in an open mic night? It can be poetry or music. So you basically get up to a microphone, you sing a song, sing a couple of songs, and then you kind of trade out and some other people go. And I just mentioned it casually, and we both kind of laughed about it, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, after COVID's over, going to an open mic. And so I kind of laughed about it, and it was a very hypothetical conversation. But then I kind of went home and thought about it more. I'm like, no, that's actually something I really want to do. That's something I really want to work towards. And so that I made that my goal, as I worked at learning some more songs, practicing them a lot, and by February of 2021, when things were a tiny bit better, I ended up going to my first open mic night. And I played 3 songs, and it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. I had some friends and family there to support me, which was awesome. And I remember getting done with it, feeling good about, sitting down. I'm like, whew, it's over. I did that. I can check that off the bucket list. And the owner of the place I was at came up and gives me his business card and says, that was great. Would you like to play a 3-hour gig over the summer? And I was like, yes. But I didn't have 3 hours of material. So what was my next goal? I got to learn a lot more songs. So I made that my goal. I learned a lot more music. I learned a lot more covers, and ended up playing a gig over the summer, which was great. It was a lot of fun. And then to this day, I'm still playing about 2 or 3 gigs a month, and I have a blast with it. So that was really that moment of that open mic was when I would say music it transitioned from being more of a hobby to becoming a big passion of mine. And it was somewhere in that time frame where I was like, I kind of want to take this to the next level, and I'd like to actually start writing my own music. I'd like to start songwriting, and not just the cheesy math covers, but I actually want to start writing something with deeper lyrics and having some more meaning behind them. And so that was my next goal, was to try to write a song. And I'll be honest, I always had this as a goal, but I was always kind of scared to do it. Have you guys ever been scared to do something? Yeah, so like reasons for that. I mean, for me it was a mixture of different things. I wrote a couple things down here. It was like, I guess a big one for a lot of people might be, what if people don't like it? Has that ever crossed anybody's mind? Like, I'm gonna do something and put myself out there, maybe people won't like it. I also thought, what if the lyrics don't make sense? Because I'll sometimes listen to songs and be like, I wonder what the artist was thinking, or like what they were trying to say there, but I feel like sometimes it comes across as more judgmental, like why would you write that? So I'm like, what if people don't like it? And I think it was during this COVID time, I'm like, you know what? I gotta like look at this from a different angle. I need to look at this from a different perspective. I don't really care. Like I think it's a good way to express yourself, and it's a good way to try to figure out what you want to say. And I think music is a great way to do that. So I decided to kind of just take a risk and give it a shot. And for me, it's not something that I can just force myself to do and sit down and do. It kind of has to happen at the right moment and at the right time. And so across these last couple of years, I've written about 6 songs. And 5 of them, this was a big goal of mine, was eventually to be able to record them. And actually last spring break, I went to Indianapolis, which is where my vocal instructor's at, and we studio recorded them, and now they're up on like Spotify and Apple Music and streaming. So that was a big goal of mine, and I'm really happy that was able to happen. So I'm gonna play some of those for you today. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna play at least a few of them for you today, and there's others up there on all those different streamings. It's under Cam Wize, because my last name is too hard to spell. Wieczorek. Is that good for music purposes? Probably not. So it's, I said, it's always been a goal of mine, and kind of stopped worrying about what people would think, and wrote some music. So you guys ready to hear some tunes? All right, cool. So I'm not going to necessarily play them in the order I wrote them, but I'll give you a little backstory. Some of them have more of a backstory than others, but the first one I'm going to play you is actually the first song I ever wrote on the guitar. Let's get my capo. There we go. I keep picks in my wallet and capos in my pocket. You guys do the same? There it is. So this song, I wrote this song probably in the heart of the pandemic, which was, actually, I'm gonna stand, I think, let's see. Yeah. Oh, geez, let's see. Oh. This comes out. I know how to use these somehow. Maybe. Okay, maybe I'll sit. There we go. It's a good fall. Okay, we'll make it work. So this song, I wrote it in the heart of the pandemic, probably December of 2020, and I started by just following advice I think I saw from, one of my favorite guitar players is John Mayer, and one thing I know he said is the guitar's like a Ouija board. You guys know what a Ouija board is? You kind of play around and you figure things out, and eventually something happens. So, you don't find a good chord until you play around a little bit. And I was like, that sounds pretty cliche, but I'll try it. So I started doing this. Just trying different things. Did you guys hear any of those that you liked so far? Probably not. And eventually I was getting frustrated. I'm like, this isn't working. This is stupid. And then finally I was just playing around and I hit. And that was probably the most appealing one I had tried at the moment. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with that. So I had that, and then I sent it to a couple of friends, and I was like, oh, I'm excited, I have something. What do you guys think? They're like, that sounds good. What are the lyrics? Well, TBA, I don't have any yet. And so I, wanted to clear my head and try to think about words next, because that's the harder part for me when I'm writing, is trying to figure out what I want to say. And so I did what I do best. I went on a run, because a run helps me clear my head. And I don't know, it's probably happened for a reason, but on the run, I hit like the 1 mile mark on the path that I was on, and I just thought of a lyric that just kind of made sense for the purpose of the song, just looking at that mile marker, and it was what I thought of as memories are the mile markers of your life, and I think it's a true statement. And I kind of let that be the chorus of the song, and I tried to build the song off of that, and I actually went on the 6-mile run and wrote the song in my head when I was running. And then I brought it back to the guitar when I was home, and I wrote the song. So the moral of the story is if you're ever having a hard time doing something, exercise can help. And so the song I called Won't Look Back, and the message is to push back the bad times in your life, focus on moving on forward and finding a better future. So hope you like it, and we'll play it now. So many paths to choose from, they're not aligned. Staring off into the distance at simpler times. Flashbacks can't last forever, but I need time to reminisce about what I miss. Memories are the mile markers of my life. I keep on running 'cause I haven't won the fight. Sometimes I trip over my own past, but I move along and I push on forward. And I won't look back. It's all about decision and compromise. Wanting answers to the questions, but no reply. I'll stop the clock and take a minute, hoping for a first glance at a second chance. Memories are the mile markers of my life. I keep on running 'cause I haven't won the fight. Sometimes I trip over my own past, but I move along and I push on forward. And I won't look back. And I won't look back. And now I'm stuck at a crossroads and I can't decide. Sometimes the hardest thing to take is your own advice. Memories are the mile markers of my life. I keep on running 'cause I haven't won the fight. Memories are the mile markers of my life. I keep on running 'cause I haven't won the fight. Sometimes I trip over my own past, but I move along and I push on forward. And I won't look back. And I move along and I push on forward. Thank you. That was the first song I ever wrote on the guitar. So, now I'll play the first song I ever wrote on the piano. So. So this song, this is kind of funny. I wrote this song for a girl, but she doesn't actually know that I wrote it for her. So it's always a good start as a love song, right? I mean, think about every good song on the radio is a love song. Would you agree? So everyone's got to have a love song. So that's what I did. Is I wrote this. I think since then she's probably heard it, but I don't think she knows it's about her. So that's a funny backstory, just a little bit about that. And it was a good way, I think, to express myself, and I felt proud of myself after I wrote it. It never actually worked out, but I have a song as part of it. So that's what this is about. It's called One of a Kind. So. Let's see. There we go. Sometimes I look into your eyes and we both smile, and that speaks more than words can say. Dial my number, the sound of your voice shines a light on my rainy days. I jump on the highway, I wouldn't take a red-eye flight if ever you're crying late at night. The moments spent with you are snapshots that remind me you are one of a kind. Running on a Sunday, time stands still as the miles just slip away. Jump on the highway, I would take a red-eye flight if ever you're crying late at night. The moments spent with you are keepsakes locked in time. To me, you are one of a kind. Years have come and gone, still feel you and I belong. You're always on my mind and in my heart. The moments spent with you, I wish I could rewind. To me, you are one of a kind. To me, you are one of a kind. Thank you. Thank you so much. Back to guitar. I need to write more songs on the piano, maybe next year. So next song I'm gonna play. Everybody still hear me? Okay. Here we go. This is a kind of more of a song I wrote during a harder time when I was just kind of down and just not sure what path to take. And I feel like we've all kind of been there at times in our life where we're not really sure what to do and we're not really sure how to proceed. But I called the song Just One Chapter, and I think I wrote it at night. And I think the message of the song is kind of just like, there's going to be hard times in life, and it's a matter of looking at it from the perspective of that's just one chapter of your life story. And if you close your eyes and count to 10, you've got a good support system around you with friends and family, you'll make it through it, and there's better days ahead. So I feel like that's the message of this song, and it kind of helped me just get through some of those hard times. So it's called Just One Chapter. So. see the smile has left your face, and the stress is taking over. I wanna see you laugh again before the days turn to October. To tell yourself to toughen up, instead you should remind yourself to take a moment and count to 10. The weight is lifting off your shoulders. To close your eyes and think of them, all your friends that adore you. To ignore your losses and count your wins. When you feel like giving up, remember this is just one chapter of your story. Don't worry about the day by day. Focus on the bigger picture. You need to make some time for life. You only get one chance to live it. And even when the days are rough, you need to pause and tell yourself to take a moment and count to 10. The weight is lifting off your shoulders. To close your eyes and think of them, all your friends that adore you. To ignore your losses and count your wins. When you feel like giving up, remember this is just one chapter of your story. I know you feel you've come to an endless walk. Change your path, redirect yourself. To take a moment, count to 10. The weight is lifting off your shoulder. To close your eyes and think of them, all your friends that adore you. To ignore your losses and count your wins. When you feel like giving up, remember this is just one chapter of your story. One chapter of your story. One chapter of your story. Thank you. Mr. Tooley, where are we at on time? What's that? We're down to 4 minutes? Okay, so I guess I'll open it up to some Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Yeah, I got a questions back there. Go ahead.
Who was your love song about?
Oh, man. It was about a friend of mine. I mean, we're actually still friends. Yeah, she's definitely heard the song. I just don't know if she made the connection that's about her, and I guess I haven't really asked her. So, should I ask her? I don't know. Okay. Maybe if I get some courage, I'll do that. But yeah, no, it was about a friend that we've been friends for a long time, and I was interested. I'm like, ooh, okay, love songs typically work, at least in the movies, don't they? So, yeah, you don't know. Yeah. No. No, she does not work here, no. Yes. I can play you part of one, sure. So this is, you guys know Sokotoa? Alright, so I'll play you a part of a math cover, yeah. So this is to the tune of I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. It's about Sokotoa, here we go. I see the head nods, there we go. Well, you got a right triangle, bunch of sides are missing. Can can find an angle that's a 30, 45, or 60. Can reckon it can be rad too. So what else can I do? My math teacher told me about a thing called SOHCAHTOA, a bunch of random letters in a very crazy order, and then he said to me, you can calculate side C. Oh, well, so means sine. It's the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. And cosine similar. It's the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Ooh, SOHCAHTOA. Here we go. And if you got two sides that are labeled A and B, and your hypotenuse is C, studying trigonometry. And if you want to find the tangent of a given reference angle, well, you take the opposite and you divide by the adjacent if it asks for the degrees. There's no need to freeze. All you gotta do is use your fancy calculator. You hit the second button and then you pick your favorite flavor of sine, cosine, or tan, yeah. And then you carry out your plan. You find the side you have and the one you need. That's all there is to trigging. SOHCAHTOA. And now you should go ahead and study, because it might be on a test. SOHCAHTOA. Alright, thanks so much for coming out. If you guys have further questions, you can email me. It is not cam.wise though. You have to actually find my last name on the school website and email me. So thanks so much. If you could subscribe to YouTube, I would appreciate it. It's Cam Wise Music on YouTube. Thanks so much. And I'm on Spotify also. Appreciate you guys coming out.